Greetings, Professor Huliganov. This is your student of Russian language, Ken Bank, making a video response to your video linguistics quiz. Now, I published my best guess, and you said I got 5 right. I thought perhaps I had gotten 8 right, but so much for that. So, let us dispense with the Russian accent for now and go on with the regular English accent. Okay. Question number 1. What is the highest number of strokes in a kanji character used in modern Japanese? Well, I really wasn't able to find a whole lot of information about that on the internet. Apparently, 33 stroke characters are the largest kanji unit that computers can recognize. However, larger stroke characters, stroke counts are known for the Chinese characters upon which the kanji is based. I'll put my reference right here. Question number 2. What is the number of cases in modern and ancient Greek, respectively? Well, modern Greek is comprised of the nominative, accusative, genitive, and vocative cases. Ancient Greek contained those cases plus the additional dative case. My source on that is Wikipedia, and so that would make it selection A. Question number 3. Rank these languages by the combined GDP of the speakers in descending order. I chose D based on the IMF ratings as of 2006, which rates Japan as number 2, Germany number 3, and the People's Republic of China as number 4 in GDP worldwide. United States is still number 1. The European Union exceeds the United States, but since it's a consortium of countries, it's not given a ranking. And I again will put my link there. It's Wikipedia. You could look it up. Question number 4. Which of the following languages is usually written in non-Latin based script? Albanian, Armenian, Malay, or Malaysian, and Tagalog. Well, I chose B, Armenian, because Armenian script is based on the Greek alphabet. All the others use a Latin alphabet derived from the Latin alphabet. Question number 5. What was the name of the place where, according to the book of Genesis, linguistic diversity began among mankind? That would be Babel, selection D. Babel has a distinction of being one of the first cities built by men after the floodwaters receded in Noah's day. Babel was where the tongues of men were, quote, confounded, unquote, by God, as a punishment for their egocentric arrogance. Reference for that is Genesis 11, verses 1 through 9. Also, as a means of encouraging humans to settle across the whole world by preventing them from remaining in a single linguistically homogeneous group, and to forestall for a time the creation of a single world government, which is apparently an abomination in his sight. Question number 6. Which of the following fairy tale writers was also a leading expert in historical linguistics? Well, the question, Aesop, La Fontaine, and by La Fontaine I assume Jean de La Fontaine, and the Brothers Grimm and Hans Christian Andersen. I chose C, the Brothers Grimm. Specifically, Jacob Grimm, one of the two brothers, Jacob and Wilhelm. Jacob did concentrate his studies in linguistics. His brother was primarily a literary scholar. Both of them worked together and on various works, and also separately made significant contributions to their particular fields. They achieved fame after publishing their collected folk tales, the Kinder- und Hausmärchen, in 1812. In 1840, they began working on the Deutsches Wörterbuch, the definitive guide to the German language. The work was not completed until the 1960s. Jacob, I believe, lasted until the letter D, and Wilhelm survived until the letter F. As for the others, Aesop was a Greek slave. Hans Christian Andersen was a writer-novelist. La Fontaine, Jean de La Fontaine, author of the famous Book of Fables, lived in France during the 17th century and was a writer, playwright, and poet. Q7. Which of the following fantasy writers was/is also a scholar in medieval languages? Our choices were H.G. Wells, J.K. Rowling, Ray Bradbury, and Tolkien, assumedly J.R.R. Tolkien. My answer, D, J.R.R. Tolkien. He was an Oxford professor of the Anglo-Saxon language from 1925 until 1945. If Anglo-Saxon ain't medieval language, I don't know what is. For the other ones, H.G. Wells was a novelist, a teacher, a historian, and a journalist. His foray into the things historical was punctuated by the publishing of his critically acclaimed work, Outline of History, in 1920, which received much critical acclaim and is still in print today. I think I even have a copy of it. J.K. Rowling read for a Bachelor's of Arts degree in French and the Classics at the University of Exeter. After studying in France for a year, she took a job in London as a researcher and a bilingual secretary. She didn't start writing the famous series, Hogwarts series, until later. Ray Bradbury graduated from Los Angeles High School in 1938 and chose not to attend college. However, as an avid reader and writer since his early youth, he continued his own education at the public library. Inspired by science fiction, he began publishing stories in fanzines, and by the end of 1942, he was a full-time writer. Question 8. Which of the following word trios in English do not all share a common root? In my opinion, there are two possible answers for this, A or D. The words creative and recreation both stem from the same word, create. However, cretin stems from the word Christian, which has no relation to create. Cretin is from the Franco-Provençal word cretin, crestin, which means human being, literally Christian, one who is human despite deformity. It has to do with a condition called cretinism, which was noted among the people of some remote alpine valleys who evidently had a little bit too much interbreeding. Recreation is refreshment or curing of a person. Refreshment by eating, from the Old French, recreation, 13th century. From the Latin recreationem, recovery from illness. It's the past particle, it's from the recreatus, past particle of recreare, to refresh, restore. So creative and recreation both stem from that creation word. Cretin does not. Possible answer, A. Cordial, hearty, and cardiac all come from words that mean the heart or refer to the heart. So they are all of the same root. Monitor admonition, and Monica, being a given name, Monica, are all stem from the word monere in Latin, which means to warn or to advise. Admonish is where admonition comes from, and it's sort of a variation of to give advice or to advise. Monica is a given name that means either advice or advisor. Again, from the Latin moneo, and it is. But one source the source that I looked at said that it was possibly of an unknown African or Phoenician origin. So those three are all of the same root. Hello, whole, and hail. Hello is an alteration of the word hallow, which itself is an alteration of the obsolete hola or stop, perhaps from Old French hola, ho plus la, meaning there, from the Latin illake, that way, whatever, equivalent to ahoy. Whole and hail come from the same root. Whole meaning complete, in the sense of wholeness being complete, unharmed, comes from the same root as hail, which means healthy or whole. Hail actually means whole in the sense of health and wholeness. So, two possible answers for that question are A and D. Question 9. This is a tough one. Which of the following statements about Russian is not true? A. Every word needs to contain at least one vowel. B. The stress is always the same syllable in a noun, regardless of the conjugation. C. More than 3 consonants cannot be found side by side in a Russian word without a vowel breaking them up. D. There is a vocative case in Russian, but only a few words get declined in it. I know that D is false because there is no vocative case in Russian. I know that A is false because there are many words that contain only consonants. Prepositional words such as in, with, to, those are single consonants like V, which would be in, S, which is with, and K, which is to. So that leaves just C and A as possibilities of being, definitely C and A are out. So B and C, I have not seen a Russian word that I can recall in memory with more than 3 consonants in a go. The word for inspiration, no, that's not the one. The word for moment, like a fleeting moment. I think it's from Pushkin's poem. It's mgnovenie. That has 3 consonants in it. The M, the G, and the N. Mgnovenie. And there are other instances where there's more than double consonants are common. In Russian, vdохновение, the V and the D sound in the front. It's pretty common. Anyway, I don't know about more than 3, so that's a guess. Could be C, it could be B, but I think it's most likely C because I think the stress has to move depending on gender and when a noun is declenched. In the various cases, and regarding spelling rules, I think that the stress does change occasionally. So I'm going to have to go with C as a total guess. And question 10 about Arabic. I have no clue about Arabic. My stereotypical guesses would be, let me tell you, the selections are A, Arabic uses substantially the same alphabet today as at the time of the writing of the Quran. This is true in the sense that classical Arabic, which is the Arabic script that the Quran is written in, is still considered to be the official Arabic. However, it is not the Arabic that is written by the average people every day. They use a simplified rather different kinds of text. They have 2 or 3 different kinds of texts, or scripts, I should say, that they use. Arabic being a cursive language, unlike Roman or Russian, where you have a block lettering. There is no block lettering in Arabic. It's all cursive. Arabic alphabet contains no vowels, but vowels can be added as diacritical marks above or below the line. That is also a true statement. There are only 3 vowels in Arabic that I've learned, only 3 different vowels, and so they are not written. Typically, they are indicated with diacritical marks above or below the line. C, which is, there are many ways to form plurals of nouns in Arabic, so the beginner needs to learn the plural form with each new noun he or she learns. Got no clue about that one. That's total. I didn't find anything about plurals. D, Arabic is quite closely related to Hebrew. About 4,000 years ago, they were the same language. That, I think, is wrong. They may share some roots in the Proto-Semitic languages of perhaps and pre-Mesopotamian civilization way back. I'm talking about prior to Abraham's day. However, the Arabic language grew out of a Canaanite let's see, what was the word? I can't remember my research, but it was not basically out of the same root. Although maybe out of the same basic trunk, they were not ever the same language. And this would stand to reason, since ever since the beginning of time, the Hebrews have stood apart from the rest of the nations. So, that was it. So, in my opinion, number D is the one that is false. Okay. So, I posted a list up there, and it was like, I only got 5 right. So, Happy New Year, everybody. See you later.